In the temple of silence, in the temple of peace, in the temple of silence, in the temple of peace, I will seek thee, I will touch thee, I will love thee, and coax thee to my altar of peace, and coax thee to my altar of peace. In the temple of samadhi, in the temple of bliss, in the temple of samadhi, in the temple of bliss, I will seek thee, I will touch thee, I will love thee, and coax thee to my altar of bliss, and coax thee to my altar of bliss. Om, peace, namaste. It's Tuesday, November 7th, 2011, here with the Guru Chakra Color, the Universal Life Force Energy Color, and a book called Chakras and the Archetypes, talking about energy systems that relate to it. This is the color, this is the crown, this is where the inner Guru is activated, along with our higher Soul Star Chakra and Oversoul Chakra and the I Am Presence Chakra that are in and around the top of our head. But this represents the Sahasrara Crown Chakra in the flowering, and the white here represents that pure white light of the Christ consciousness, the Christ hood, the Christ divinity within. And then on it, you can't see it, there's a little blue indigo color representing the Christ, the third eye, and a dot of gold that you would see if you gaze into the third eye with repetition and with frequency. So, that's the goal for all of us, is to become our own inner gurus. But we do need sometimes gurus to help us get there, and we can. Now this, I say this and ask you to proceed with caution and discernment and prayer and contemplation with the divine God source self within you, the higher mind, the higher self within you, the Holy Spirit, if you want to call it that, the cosmic vibratory power, and ask God that you be sent a guru. If you are ready, if you're truly ready for a master teacher, whether an ascended master, a saint, or a sage, or a seer that is no longer in this world or in this world. Now, talking about the need for a guru and attunement to a guru is a whole other episode in itself. But this here right on Temple of the New Humanity TV, which is brought to you by its newly renamed Ascension Temple of the New Humanity, Ascension Temple of the New Humanity, found at projectnewhumanity.ning.com. That's projectnewhumanity.ning.com. Right now, everything's under construction. There are programs on there that you can sign up for. There are some audio links, some meditation, some dikshas. There are plenty of videos to choose from that are subscribed to by this channel here on YouTube and on Blip TV. So again, take advantage of the videos. Blog yourself till you can't blog no more. Join for free right now, and everything is free until, everything on the site right now is free until January 1st, 2012. So you have quite a bit that you can take advantage of. Okay, we do have a lesson to get through today. Let's just take a moment. God presence within. Ignite in our hearts and activate in our spines the awareness of subtle life force. Recharge us with vitality as we lift our awareness here into the Christ and third eye. Give us the gifts of intuitive insight, objectivity of the Holy Spirit, the peace and calm to discriminate against what is true and what is not, and to see everything and to take in only that of which is the highest and best and divinely ordered. Again, we're working with the book Psychic Self-Defense and Well-Being. Subtitle is The Energized Aura, Your Projective Power-Sharing Force Field. In this new era, this era of new thought, it's so ever most important for us to be protected, because the battle is not against flesh and blood, but again, it is psychic warfare, dominions and powers. I don't want to just say fallen angels and demons. I want to say also disembodied spirits, earthbound souls that are confused. There's a book that I want you to get, not just to support me, but to help yourself out. It's called Why They Stayed and What They Can Do, a study of earthbound spirit activity. You can find it on Amazon, among other places. It's written by me with my shamanic name, Father Zai, Red Medicine Bear. Again, it's Why They Stay and What They Can Do. It's all about earthbound spirit activity, spirit attachment, that phenomena, and how it can influence human behavior, thought, emotions, and everything that relates to who we are as a person and our identity. So, thanks to Melita Denning and Osborne Phillips, we have this mini lesson today, and we left off with, I believe, all the different psychological weapons that we were talking about, them being words, missiles, things directed that we direct towards people. We direct unconsciously, but sometimes with definite force, mind fragments. Just like shrapnel in a war. Shrapnel from bullet fire. Just like shrapnel during a war. And, well, I was asked a question from somebody downstairs, that being my wife, and I was thrown off for a second there, and I didn't want to interrupt the flow of things. Psychological missiles. We have to be aware of the words that we use. They have the power to affirm, the power to uplift other people. We always want to seek to uplift and to join in harmony with those who, well, we shouldn't have likes and dislikes, but we're human beings, and some of us are going to have those likes and dislikes. I haven't eradicated all my likes and dislikes, or I haven't neutralized all my likes and dislikes, but my dislikes, when we project a dislike or a hatred or a vengeance or anger out towards somebody into the world that we think we see, then we're projecting mind fragments, thought fragments, psychological missiles and warheads, bombs that could go off and could be explosive towards the well-being of the other person's soul. So, yes, there's a war going on. We established that yesterday. There are soldiers and their missiles. Our egos become soldiers. We fight in that. Our souls are soldiers. We're fighting for the right to be in unity with God in every present moment that we can, and be in awareness of our God self-presence, our true self-presence within. All sorts of noise and all sorts of stimulation, which is something that I help to deal with in a program called Silencing 1,000 Barking Dogs that I bring up on these shows here. This, again, is episode 3 of Auric Doctor or Auric Warrior. Again, I'm Father Bryan Rice, known also as Swami Christos Illuminanda Brahmanati and Shaman Zai Red Medicine Bear. And we're working on program here to help fortify our aura and strengthen our protection against psychic vampirism, against people who like to prey on other people, take other people's energy, so to speak. We have to learn to erect around us a sphere of golden light. We have to empower that with what's called the orange-red flame, and then lock the psychic door by taking your your index and middle finger right here on the right side behind your ear, pressing it against your neck and your lower head, and saying, I shut the psychic door, and I lock it shut tight with 3 golden locks that are impenetrable. That is the way we can tune off. If we're empaths, if we're sensitive to other people's energies, if you go into a room and you feel negativity, and all of a sudden you get in a bad mood, or you feel weak and shaky, and your energy has been stolen. And you have to protect yourself. You have to empower yourself before you go into buildings that you're not used to, any public place, before you get on a telephone call, before you get on an internet chat, before you even go searching the net. You have to protect yourself. Because like there are viruses out on the net, and viruses that attack the physical body, there are viruses that attack the mental, emotional, psychic, causal, and astral bodies. So, now we talked about the psychological weapons last time, and only part of this war that we're talking about is openly declared by those who seek to sell you things you don't need, services you don't really want, and investments you can't afford. I fall prey to that. I admit. It's one of my weaknesses. Books are weaknesses for me. Books are karma for me. I see a book with a good deal, I'm going to want to get it, even if I need to buy medication or something to sustain my physical health, which I can't ignore that as well. I mean, I got to really examine. We really have to discern and put under the microscope what something is, because again, angels can come, or demons can come disguised as angels. And I don't mean demons necessarily as demonic forces, but as negative bundles of energy that are really egoic ultimatum, or egoic motivations in disguise. Now, so we're talking about these people who wish to gain your vote or support or your tax-deductible gift. Much of this war that we mentioned last time is just there as part of our modern bureaucratic and industrial culture. But it is nevertheless, despite the good intentions of socially responsible, quote-unquote, government and business, they undermine you as the person you want to be and should become. All these deceptive tactics, all these bashing tactics, mudslinging that goes on during voting campaigns, during election campaigns, that all affects us. That all comes towards us from the TV. We got to even protect ourselves before we turn on the TV. We have to clear our mind. We have to use what would be called to Taoists the belt channel, or we have to use the Excalibur sword of discrimination. We can't let everything come into our brain in an unconscious, passive state, as Eckhart Tolle would say it. We can't watch television as a vegetable, because we're going to be fed all these things subliminally. That's going to affect our desires and our cravings and our appetites and our urges and our desires, and it's going to activate in us restlessness. And you know what it does? Commercials, shows, though many shows and good dramas can be cathartic, this genetic racial memory bank, known as the collective unconscious, assaults us through media, multimedia, internet sources, television, radio. All sorts of energies are being sent out. All sorts of frequencies are being sent out. So again, we need the psychic shield. The golden sphere is just one example of a psychic shield. Well, we're down to about 10 seconds. So I hope you took something from this. Peace. Well, it's still going. When it cuts off, just have a peaceful day. I bless you. In the name of the Father, Mother, Son, and Daughter.